Welcome back, everybody. So yesterday when we left off, we just did pretty much an intro to WordPress after I showed you how to do the setup. And so today I'm going to go a little bit deeper into um, layout in WordPress and specifically themes and plugins and how to utilize them. This might be a two-part, so we'll see how far we get. So I am currently at my install. Once you get installed, you can use this link to log in, which you should have in your Canvas emails. It's essentially replaced by the unique name that I gave each of you. Once I log in, I'm taken back to the dashboard. And we're going to talk about how to utilize themes and plugins to update your design. Now, if you go to Appearance and Themes, WordPress will install their default themes. They release a theme almost every single year. There's one for 2020, there's one for last year, and there's one for 2017. All three of these designs are 100% responsive, and you're more than welcome to check them out. The 2020 is probably already active for you. To activate a new theme, you just hover over it and click Activate, and it will switch your site to that theme automatically. I might have to refresh here. Yep, so there's the new theme. Their themes are very basic. So if you like that clean design, this is a good place to start. You can also preview what your site would look like before you even activate it. So that's the way it is right now. Sometimes it's hard to get an idea of how the theme and your content will look without having content in there. So what I always like to do is add content first and then play around with the theme. But if you'd rather get the theme and then build your content around that, you're welcome to. I do advise you that sometimes it's easier to go ahead and have your content with you. Now, these are the three themes that are loaded with WordPress. There are thousands of themes out there. So if you look in the WordPress directory, you will see unlimited resources as far as themes are concerned. Let's see, I just went to popular and it switched almost 4,000 themes. It's also going to be hard to find themes that are going to have all the features that you want when you just browse this way. So what I usually do is I go to the feature filter and I search for content that I'm looking for. For example, if you're doing a portfolio website, photography and portfolio are great themes to start with. And then you can look at different features within the layout. For example, if you want a grid layout, and a grid layout is similar to columns layouts, but they're going to have grids horizontally and vertically, where column layouts are just going to be vertical, and then you're going to build the grid within the vertical layout. I'm not going to do anything about layout. I'm looking over here and they have options like accessibility ready, which we've talked about in our previous lectures. It's interesting because a lot of WordPress is already accessible, but we do see that theme developers don't work that into their development. So it's nice to know that there are developers out there that are locking that in there. Themes that have custom headers, featured image in the header, full width templates. So let's make sure we have theme options and the ability to do custom colors. And I'm going to apply these filters, and it brought back 115 different themes to look at. And so you can just browse through and see which ones you like. This one's kind of nice, so let's see what this one looks like. The nice thing about themes is it gets a starter layout for you, and then you can go back and play around with it. This is also a nice one. Looks like the preview doesn't have her featured image in there. Let's do this one. So I'm going to go ahead and click install. Take a few seconds to install it. And then I'm going to activate it. Now, if we go to our site, it's been switched over to that theme. Each theme is going to be unique. Some of them have several options, some of them have limited options. The first thing to check is under appearance after the theme is installed. Look to see if there are any new features in here. For example, they have an about section that kind of tells you about the theme. Looks like they've added a header section. Or what you can do is go to the live site and click customize. And generally they'll have customized information here. The upgrade, so a lot of these themes are going to be free and then they're going to try and market you to upgrade. The upgrades usually have support, enhanced features, but I've found that the majority of the free themes, they're designed for you to use it. So they're not going to limit you in their theme. A good theme developer is going to get you to use their theme, like their theme, enjoy the theme, and then upgrade it to open more advanced features. I'm going to walk through this menu here because it's pretty standard on any theme. Your site identity is generally your site logo, which for us would probably show up right here. The name of your site and a tagline. These two things are indexed by Google, so it's good to have a clear site title and a tagline. You don't have to have a tagline. You can always take that out. Whoops. But it's always good to have it because a tagline adds a description to your site, and that's something that Google is going to want to see. Colors. So depending on your theme, you may or may not have the ability to change your header text. It looks like this one is not utilizing this at all. This is a basic feature that's in WordPress, and we're actually seeing that it's probably going to fall away. Header media. So this is specific to this theme. So let's activate it and see what it looks like. And so it looks like we have the ability to switch out an image. And this theme gives the ability to either have it just on the home page or through the entire site, or on pages and posts, or disable it altogether. I like it. I'm going to keep it on there. I think it's pretty creative. You can also change the text alignment if you want, depending on the left column, which you like. I actually like it over to the right there, up against her shoulder. And then they have header text. So this whole section here is specific to this theme, and it lets you control some of the layout and the design using the theme options. Menus, this is standard in all WordPress. Looks like we do not have any menu, but there is a menu that's pulling in here. I'm wondering why, if we haven't even created a menu yet, how that's being pulled in. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and create a primary menu. And then we're going to add items to that menu. And we'll just put the home, our first page, and a sample page. Looks like it's replacing it now. Perfect. And I like that, so I'm going to keep that there. And again, this is standard for WordPress. Widgets are also standard for WordPress, but depending on your theme, you're going to have different widget areas. So this theme has 3 widget areas, and it's in the footer down here. So let's see what it looks like when we add widgets to it. So widgets, you have access to widgets on the block editor that I pointed out on the previous lecture. You also have access to widgets when you're using widget areas. Let's go ahead and just add some basic things down here to see where it shows up. And I'm going to assume that this is going to be responsive, meaning like when one is active, it takes up the whole width. And if we add a second one, it'll drop it in next to it. Let's see. Yep, it is doing that. Okay, perfect. Um, I do want to show you how you can add links within your text area. Um, so here's my email, and right now it's not active. To activate it, I'm going to highlight the email and click Insert Link. And WordPress already assumes that it's going to be an email, and so it puts the prefix mail to colon in there, and I'm done. I can just apply it, and I have an email link. Phone can be a link as well, especially because in the responsive community, a lot of devices are using the phone, so you want the ability to call somebody. It works a little bit different. So if I highlight it and click Insert Link, WordPress doesn't know yet that it's a telephone number. We think that's coming. So the prefix for telephone is just tel, and then your phone number, just like that. And so now, if this was a mobile device, I would be able to tap this and it would open up my phone. I'm good with this so far, so I'm gonna hit publish, go back. Homepage settings. This allows you to pick a page or a list of posts that comes into your homepage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a sample page that comes in here, and it brings in our sample content. This is also standard with WordPress. And then theme options, this is all specific to this theme. So you won't always see this depending on your themes, and the default WordPress themes don't always have this either. So all of this is set up based off of this theme here, and it gives you several options on how to control content, how to control layout, and how to control features throughout your site. Additional CSS, this is now common with all WordPress installs. This allows you to add custom CSS to your WordPress site. We actually use this a lot because even when we design our own themes, we'll see that there's specific instances where we have to put something because of a third-party plugin or developer is overriding our CSS, and so we'll put it in here. For example, let's say we wanted to change all of our, oh, whoops, let's get rid of that. Let's say we wanted to change all of our headlines, but we didn't have control of the headline color. We could add a custom CSS here. All we need to know is what the class is. So this is entry title. So I can come over here and put entry title, and then I can say color, and let's make it yellow. And now we have a custom CSS that will override all of our entry titles so that they're now yellow. This is helpful because this lets you add more customization to your themes and your design that the theme author may not give you control of. And this is specific to this theme as well. Importing links would probably look at the theme instructions to see what this is. It looks like it may import information from your social media. So again, that's under the customize link. You can also get to it through the dashboard by going to appearance and customize as well. In addition to the themes, you do have plugins, and plugins will take your functionality and also design to another level as well. So if we go to plugins, this is a classic edit that we installed in a previous lecture. I'm going to click add new, and then it will tell you what themes are out there and what are popular. I can go ahead and identify several of these because we use them on a regular basis. The classic editor is something that's already installed. Akismet, that's for spam protection. It takes a license. It's mainly used for sites that have a lot of forms and comment forms. Jetpack is a great tool. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and install this one because it's built by Automatic, the team behind WordPress. It's free to install, and it gives you a lot of security, um, enhancements to just the speed of your site. It gives you some hidden features as well. So on any site that we build, we automatically put this on there anyway. Let's go back here. BB Press, this is if you were wanting to do a forum or a social-based site. It's been around for a long time. There's BB Press and there's also Buddy Press. Buddy Press is more of a social network for WordPress. We actually use it on several sites to create a member-only area. And BB Press is more for member forums, like Reddit. And Gutenberg, we don't use this that much. It does let you customize like the block features. It is in beta still, so another reason why we don't use it. And we also realize that the block editing tool is still, oh, there's BuddyPress, still coming out. Health check and troubleshooting. This is really nice if you want to question where your site's hosted, and you want to make sure that WordPress is always up to date. This has been a powerful tool, and we're seeing it used more and more because unlike our company, we see a lot of hosting companies that don't keep WordPress and the plugins updated for their clients, and that becomes a security issue. So this is a good like checks and balance for you and your hosting provider. If we jump over to popular, we're going to see a lot of different just tools and enhancements, form builders, galleries, ways to import Google Analytics, how to convert your site to SSL, and page builders. Contact forms are usually done through something like Contact Form 7 or WP Forms. There's also Ninja Forms. Yoast SEO, we install this on all of our sites. Yoast SEO is a great tool to see how your website's being indexed by Google. And so we like to use it because it lets us control the keyword values and the metadata at the page level. WooCommerce, whoop, didn't mean to go back here. WooCommerce is another popular plugin. This is a shopping cart plugin. It's very, very powerful. It competes at the levels of Shopify, and we see a lot of clients actually move off of Shopify into WooCommerce. You can get a full cart website up and running and only have to pay for your domain and hosting using WordPress and WooCommerce. Shopify will do the same, but you get locked into plans and you're limited to their system, where WooCommerce can actually be customized. Elementor is a website builder. Now, I talked to you about this on a previous lecture about the difference between content management systems and website builders. So this is a website builder that sits on a content management system. What this does is we actually like to refer to them as page builders because it does more than just what it says it's going to do, which we're giving a little bit more credit than it probably deserves. But this lets you put more customization on layout and design within the pages. I don't mind if you take a look at this. It's a great tool. It sits on top of WordPress and you access it on individual pages, but it allows you to change the layout at every page. Where the theme generally has a set layout for all pages, this will let you change the layout for every page. WordFence, that's a security tool. WP Mail, that's another form tool. Let's see if anything else jumps out right now. Yeah. The recommended ones, let's see what they recommend. Obviously, WooCommerce, it's developed by Automatic. WordFence, because it's a great security module. Contact Form 7, that's probably the #1 contact form plugin that people use. W3 Total Cache, that helps you speed up your site. Facebook for WooCommerce. It's kind of funny that's recommended when there's a lot of other different social media integrations with um, WooCommerce. This is nice. This events calendar, we use this a lot. So if you're looking for a good calendar for your site, unfortunately, WordPress doesn't have a great calendar on its own. This events calendar is really nice. We see a lot of clients use this to set up registrations and event features. So feel free to play around with plugins. You can definitely search by keyword if you're looking for something specific. For example, if I said I wanted to install a better gallery, WordPress does have a gallery, but if you wanted to install something better, there are hundreds of galleries that are out there. The one that we see utilized the most is actually not on here anymore. This is actually, the next gen gallery is actually pretty decent, and the food gallery is pretty good. If you wanted to bring in social media, you can look for just social media, and it will bring up a lot of different interactions that you can do, like social media share buttons, or there's widgets that'll let you bring in your Facebook feed, all useful plugins. So that's under plugins, and then add new. All your installed plugins you'll see here. If you install a plugin and you don't like it, it's totally fine to just deactivate it, and then you can remove it. So now you know how to install a theme, and you know how to start with the basics of customizing it. And you know how to install your plugins and the basics of how to install a plugin. Normally, plugins and themes will give you some additional information once you install them. Good developers will give you sections that will walk you through how to use the theme or how to use the plugin. This theme also recommends plugins like Catch Gallery, Catch IDs, several different plugins that will enhance the theme. And a good theme will let you install them all at once. So that's what we're going to do. Looks like it's going to install a gallery. It's going to install a scroll feature, an Instagram feed. This is actually a pretty decent theme for never using it before and just stumbling across it. So at this point, I want you to continue to explore themes. I want you to explore your plugins and use those as you build out your site. If you have questions on specific themes, or if you have questions on plugins and you want my feedback on it, send it to me, and I'll be happy to review them and let you know what I think. I will say there are themes out there that they look really awesome in a screenshot, but then when you install it, it is really archaic, and they actually don't let you control a lot of the features. We've seen themes where what you see is literally what you get, and you're not able to swap out images, change colors, or anything like that. I also encourage you to take a look at how to use additional CSS to change things on your site. And then let me know if you have any questions.